The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 1,180,485. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 19,885. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 6,578, with total confirmed deaths at 162. We anticipate those numbers to change as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Leslie Robbins. It's 4 p.m. on Monday, February 22nd. Just moments ago, President Joe Biden marked a grim milestone in the U.S. The history has come to a big point here. The country has surpassed 500,000 deaths related to COVID-19. The president was joined by First Lady Jill Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff at the White House, where Biden delivered remarks on the lives lost before a candle-lighting ceremony and a call for a moment of silence. President Biden also called for all flags flying at federal buildings to be lowered to half staff for the next 5 days. Nearly a month ago, on the eve of the presidential inauguration, a somber ceremony was held at Lincoln Memorial to commemorate the 400,000 lives lost due to COVID-19 just in the U.S. alone. California Governor Gov Newsom traveled to Los Angeles County over the weekend to visit several federal mobile vaccine sites in underserved Black and Latino communities. In an effort to promote the state's efforts to vaccinate hard-to-reach communities against the coronavirus, Newsom visited 2 of the hardest-hit neighborhoods throughout the pandemic. One of Newsom's stops was in Inglewood at the Faithful Central Bible Church, where officials say up to 250 vaccines will be administered over the next few days. And because FEMA is supplying the vaccines at this site, this will be in addition to what California will get in vaccine shipments this week. The governor also visited Romana Gardens in Boyle Heights, where the second FEMA-run mobile vaccine site is being held, with the anticipation of administering up to 250 daily vaccinations there as well. According to the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, as of mid-February, eligible Black residents represented only 5.2% of all people who had received at least 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, compared to 33.5% white, 23.1% Latino, and 19.1% Asian. Newsom continued his tour of vaccination clinics by visiting the city of Long Beach and their convention center to give his latest updates on the state's response to the coronavirus pandemic. Newsom said it was important to note that while the state is doing everything possible to get the vaccines to the residents, that there just isn't enough doses to accommodate the current needs and demands. He commended the city's efforts and said he's hopeful with Johnson & Johnson looking to get their FDA emergency approval for their single-shot COVID vaccine. And with more vaccine in production, Newsom says he sees the bright light at the end of the tunnel. He also touted that California's positivity rate is down 3%, a third of what it was a month ago. California's new system of delivering, tracking, and scheduling coronavirus vaccines is being rolled out in 10 select counties this week. The new system, run by Blue Shield, will be used first in Riverside, Kings, Imperial, Madera, Merced, San Joaquin, Stanislaus, Fresno, and Kern counties. According to state officials, Los Angeles County, the state's most populous region, which accounts for 10 million California residents will be part of the next group of counties to get the system beginning March 3rd. Newsom announced last month that his administration had contracted with Blue Shield to design and manage a centralized system to get doses out quickly and equitably. Blue Shield is working to develop an algorithm to determine how vaccines are allocated and set incentive payments and performance aimed at getting providers to give doses out more quickly and to the right populations. So far, more than 7.3 million doses of the vaccine have been administered statewide. Newsom hopes to have 4 million Californians vaccinated each week. A new report in the Lancet Medical Journal is finding that the COVID-19 vaccine developed by Pfizer Inc. and BioNTech is showing a high efficacy rate even after just one dose. Based on the Israeli study conducted by the government-owned Sheba Medical Center, it found the first dose to be 85% effective against coronavirus infection between 2 and 4 weeks after inoculation. The study was carried out on healthcare workers at the largest hospital in Israel. Meanwhile, Pfizer and BioNTech have asked U.S. health regulators to relax requirements for the vaccine, seeking permission from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to store its COVID-19 vaccine for 2 weeks at temperatures commonly found in pharmaceutical freezers and refrigerators instead of in ultra-cold temperatures, which could make it easier to distribute the vaccine across the U.S. Well, beginning this week, Los Angeles city-run COVID testing sites are no longer requiring people to make an appointment before coming in for a COVID-19 test. While people can register ahead of time, making an appointment will no longer be necessary. The 8 testing locations throughout LA that are operated by the city of Los Angeles are open 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti says all you have to do is show up during normal business hours. The city of Los Angeles has conducted more than 4 million tests so far. Garcetti also announced Los Angeles is launching a new initiative called Mobile Outreach for Vaccine Equity, or MOVE, to scale up mobile vaccinations across vulnerable communities throughout LA. Now, to find COVID-19 testing sites closer to home here in Torrance, go to torranceca.gov/COVID-19 and check out the city's resource page to get the latest information on the coronavirus. As the state and county still grapple with receiving enough COVID-19 vaccines, making an appointment hasn't been an easy feat either. Torrance Citi Cable's Christine Lee walks us through step by step which sites to go to, how to sign up for a vaccine, what kind of COVID-19 resources there are available in the city, county, and in the state. Take a listen.
For all things COVID-19. You can get to this microsite in different ways, but we recommend you save this link, torranceca.gov/COVID-19. Once you're here, you can access information about where we are as a city and as a part of LA County. Scroll down and you will see a section called COVID-19 Vaccine. It includes updates and links to book an appointment, learn where you are in vaccine distribution, and find a vaccination site near you. Will take you to the county's dedicated vaccine.
Now, this 3.5-minute tutorial on how to sign up for a vaccine can be found on Torrance Citi Cable's YouTube page and can be seen on our channel. Go to torranceca.gov/COVID-19 for more information. Well, as California begins to lift more restrictions as coronavirus numbers continue to decline and meet state metrics on what can reopen, youth sports competition is the latest to be brought back with safety protocols in place. The state's Department of Public Health released new guidance providing direction on outdoor and indoor youth and recreational adult sports activities to support safe environments for these sports. In the widespread purple tier, which is where Los Angeles County still stands at, outdoor low-contact sports can resume for areas like archery, cross-country, track and field, equestrian events, golf, pickleball, tennis, and swimming. Outdoor high-contact sports can be played in the purple tier with an adjusted case rate equal to or less than 14 per 100,000 under the following conditions. There must be informed consent by participants, COVID-19 testing for sports that have high contact, and players are unmasked with close contact exceeding 15 minutes. Exemptions include having a team that has at least half of their players 13 and under. The entire team is exempt from the testing requirement. Additional general guidance includes wearing face coverings even during play, physical distancing during play whenever possible, testing, hygiene and sanitation, limitations on mixing by participants, and limiting travel. For detailed information on the latest guidelines, go to cdph.ca.gov. High school sports have officially returned to Torrance and the South Bay as cross-country season officially begins. The competition with COVID guidelines in place went down on Saturday at West High School. The Warriors head coach Jason Gruden was beyond pumped for his school, team, community, you name it. He was 100% there for it.
It was a monster day out here, and I'll tell you why. Number one is it's been about 440 days since our last cross-country race. It's about 340 days since our last track meet. So these kids have been sitting around for almost a year without competing. So to get back out there was huge for Southern California athletics. This is the first step to get everything started, and everything went perfect. The kids social distance, the race went well, and I think there were a lot of smiles, there were a lot of parents happy, a lot of administration happy, and we're just ready to go. Very proud of the way the El Segundo kids ran and the way that our kids ran, and I'm excited to get this season started. Have a great day.
In what was the official first high school competition in the South Bay since March of 2020, senior Josh Murray left it all out on the track in the 3-mile race, which was ran around the West High campus, finishing in first place, 4 seconds ahead of his teammate junior Connor Gibson. El Segundo finished in third, while West junior Hayden Green and junior Matt Frey rounded out the top 5. Green expressed to Citi Cable what the day meant to him.
Racing today really meant to me that there's hope for not just my sport, but all sports, that things are getting back to normal and we can finally start competing and return to that sense of normalcy. And I think it also meant that for juniors and seniors that are reaching out and applying to colleges, that we can start submitting times and start looking forward to the future of not just running in high school, but also running beyond high school in college. And I think for the young kids that it meant a chance to experience some new culture that they haven't yet got to experience. And that's what running and racing today meant to me.
As for the Lady Warriors, West Junior Lily Ball nabbed first place, followed by her teammate senior Nadia Gorset taking second. Bishop Montgomery High School started its season 2 with a dual meet against St. Anthony. Knights athletes Sherlyn Gomez and Matt Shanahan won the girls and boys races respectively. And then Torrance High School boys and girls cross country beat South High also on Saturday. Go Tartars. All 7 counties in the CIF Southern section are in the purple tier, making cross country the one CIF Southern section season 1 sport that can start inter-team competition since the stay-at-home order in Southern California has been lifted. A Los Angeles native takes home the big win after the weekend golf tournament at Riviera Country Club. Max Homa, who grew up watching the Genesis Invitational as a kid, dreamed of playing in the tournament someday. He said he would sit on his dad's shoulders at the tournaments when he was as little as 2 years old. While it was a roller coaster ride for Homa, he ultimately ended in victory as he made a pair of pars on the 10th and 14th during a 2-hole playoff to defeat Tony Finau to win his 2nd PGA Tour title. The win for 30-year-old Homa means a big jump in the world golf ranking as he moves up to number 38 That's the number 38 spot. Good for him. A career high. Homa's final round booked him as the final qualifier for next week's WGC Workday Championship at Concession Club in Florida. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce invited the business community to attend this year's State of the Region address online. Nearly 175 people logged in to the virtual event last week as the chamber invited Congresswoman Maxine Waters from the 43rd District and Congressman Ted Lieu from the 33rd District to share their latest efforts at the federal level. Congresswoman Waters talked about the federal response to the pandemic, from her support of stimulus bills passed, offering immediate cash to small businesses and families, to PPP loans. Waters also worked to help set aside money in the second round of PPP loans to small businesses as more than 3,000 restaurants received more than $42 billion in PPP loans. Here locally, 4,620 applications were approved for Torrance small businesses, totaling nearly $523 million. Congressman Ted Lieu was excited about his efforts as well with the Space Force, the newest branch of the military, as he continues to work with the California Aerospace Caucus, which he started. He said he is working to have the Los Angeles Air Force Base be the headquarters for systems management within the U.S. Cybersecurity was another topic that Congressman Lieu was passionate about and even shared tips on how to avoid becoming a victim. His office continues to host seminars in conjunction with the FBI to help companies protect against ransomware and other cyber incidents. The chamber continues to host a number of other webinars and virtual events until it's safe to meet in person again, so be sure to check out their calendar of events at torrancechamber.com. Applications for the COVID Emergency Rental Assistance Grant opens today. Eligible individuals and families include those living within the city limits who have been economically impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic are encouraged to apply. Grants of up to $3,000 are made to landlords on behalf of the income-eligible resident in order for them to remain in their homes. It may also help to reduce rental payments. Eligibility will be determined by a pre-application process, and then recipients will be selected by lottery. Renters who receive Section 8 Housing Choice or Veterans Affairs Supportive Housing vouchers are not able to participate in this program. Applications close on March 2nd, with funds dispersed in April. To learn more, go to torranceca.gov/COVID rental assistance. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community. Feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. The City of Torrance and the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce teamed up with PPE Unite, a public and private partnership to provide area businesses with free personal protective equipment. This took place at Del Amo Fashion Center on Saturday. Free face masks, face shields, and hand sanitizer were made available to everyone who registered ahead of time. Nearly 900 small businesses across Los Angeles County received the much-needed help. PPE Unite says this was their biggest distribution event yet. 24 pallets and hundreds of boxes of PPEs were distributed as cars drove through the parking lot. The feedback from many of the South Bay businesses were filled with gratitude and overwhelming emotions. We spoke with co-founder of PPE Unite, Jay Sao, and here's what he had to say.
So we came together to come up with a solution to help small businesses get access to this critical PPE supply. We launched a little bit past last year during the pandemic, and the state of California, through the Cal OES Emergency Services, through the governor's office, provided us with 4 million plus face masks, hand sanitizer, and face shields to help distribute in a short period of time to as many small businesses and organizations within LA County.
What a great way to show support for one another, especially during these uncertain times. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that is our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as Rhiannon Trutanich brings you the latest. Please be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.